Collective energies, how you doing? Have you missed me? Have you missed me? Because they're back. We're having a brand new clean slate is what I'm also hearing. Some of you could be getting things on tick. Like, can I just borrow that and then pay for it next week? So tick is normally, I don't know if you're a dog or so, unless you're dealing with a Leo, but you could have a dog that has fleas or ticks for some reason, or someone that has a tick and they go, I don't know. But like, I keep hearing like my dog has fleas or ticks. So if you have animals or even cats, check your cat or your animal or your dog for fleas, because I'm hearing that they've got ticks. Now, a tick is normally, sometimes you've got children, because I'm hearing someone that might have autism or also orgasm, but also a tick. Like, I keep hearing this ticking, that is tick, 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 tick. So unless any of you are playing music and stuff like that and you're getting things in rhythm, but I do have a surprise for you, collective energy, in a second. I've got a new Angel Radio coming out very soon. Do you want to hear it now? Very quickly. If it plays. No, it doesn't. It doesn't play. So it's supposed to. Why is it not playing? Anyway, so never mind. I'll probably do it in a second. So something to do with like ticking time bomb or something like that, like the countdown, like tick, 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 tick. For some strange reason, I keep hearing this ticking. Tick, 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 tick. TikTok. Oh, okay. Some of you are on TikTok, or it's something to do with around... Well, they're saying TikTok. Whatever on earth is TikTok? Is that what they use on their phone or something like that? I'm on TikTok, I'm on Snapchat, and I'm on Instagram constantly on TikTok. So, TikTok. Something to do with around Peter or Pan. Something to do with panning. Also, for some of you are either cooking or you're doing a lot of music, which is panning left and right. Pan from one ear to another ear. Okay, pan. Peter Pan, panning. Spamming also. Some of you are spamming the fuck out of people and like spam mail and fan mail and spamming, like, I don't know, like constantly leaving comments, or they keep saying spam. Unless you are Jewish or something like that, I don't know, but I keep hearing like yeah, spam. I like spam. Spam, egg and chips. So some of you are cooking very sporadic, weird messages for a collective. Anyway, so I haven't done one of these for a little while. If any messages come up whilst I'm doing the tarot, then they will. But generally, Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jackson's son. So something to do with my son. You're right, my son, my son. So actually somebody is called Myson or Bison. Biden? Oh dear, okay. They might have something to do with the ticking. Something to do with like Bison or Boris or Biden. Something to do with Biden my time, Biden my time. What is this ticking? It's a little bit disturbing. Tick, 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 ticking time bomb. It's a little bit like countdown. Like something that you're waiting for and you're watching the clock. Some of you are clock watching. Physically, either clock makers or you're clock watching and you're like, what time is it? Okay, what time is it now? So I don't know if you're waiting on a message or waiting for something really important to happen and you're clock watching. Okay, clock watching. Also cock watch, something like that. You might be watching Prawn Hub or something like that, and we're looking out for the Prawn Hub. So you could be cooking fish. Could be something to do with the fish, or we're looking at cock watching. Someone's watching a lot of cocks. I don't know, unless you've got chickens and hens, and you seem to watch your chickens and your hens in a pen. Okay, Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, you're probably looking out for your chickens and my hens. Like, I need to go to check on my chickens and hens, and well, they're not saying horses and carts. They're saying chickens and... I need to go to check on my chickens to see if they've got any eggs. So some of you are checking on hens and chickens. I need to check on them in the pen. Something to do with the penitentiary or the pen. Okay, pen. Not penitentiary, no. I need to go and check on my hens and chickens. So something like that. So it's probably Elijah. Elijah, go and check on your hens and your chicken. Check in on my chicken. Really? I've got to check in on my chicken. Unless you're kind of like cooking and this is like an egg timer. Some of you have got an egg timer. okay, and you end up watching yourself cooking something, like, and I can see somebody like either a sand timer or but they're saying an egg timer. And it's kind of like I put the cooker on and then I set the egg timer and then it kind of like it's like ready. So very strange messages there around egg timing. I need to time this right so it cooks perfectly. Somebody's a perfectionist here in the when they cook, they do the slow cooker. So you might be buying a slow cooker or you have a slow cooker. I don't believe in slow cooking, to be quite honest with you. But like slow cooking, like it has to be cooked to perfection. Like when I'm cooking something, it has to. I mean, I cook up. Me, not crack, no. But music, yes, and it has to be perfect. I have to keep going over it and over it and over it and over it and over it. Let's give you a little rendition of what we're working on. But like this, like an egg timer and a ticking and something like, man, I'm working on this certain project and it has to be perfect. But for some of you, this is around cooking. Okay, so if it's really bright, but this is the next Angel Radio coming out, but it might get loud, so... For all you old folk, you ain't gonna like this. Y'all like drum and bass? You should hold me close to your Yeah, so that's going to be the next Angel Radio. So you'll have to stay tuned for that one. There's another channel called Angel Radio as a music producer. If you want to listen to it, you can. It will be coming out soon on this channel and also on the other channel that's called Angel Radio. You can find the link provided below. But back to your channel message, so I hope you like it. But sort of like a perfectionist, like I have to get it in time, and it's like an egg timer or a timer. And some of you, it's something to do with old timer, old pensions, pension scheme, something to do with old, they keep saying like egg timing a timer. So I don't know what this is, whether it's cooking or trying to get things in sync. And some of you, like, you play or you make music and you're trying to get it like in sync and in time. But whatever they're saying, you might have lost something that's in the sync. In sync. So I think it really is just something to do with around music and trying to get it in sync and in time. And some of you, it's a perfectionist in the cooking, like culinary skills and like a slow cooker. And it's like I have to cook it for so long and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. And some of you, it's waiting for your hens to lay eggs or your chickens to lay eggs. What's the difference between a chicken and an egg? Or a chicken and a hen? Hen's eggs and chicken eggs, or the name Hannah. Okay, and I'm waiting for Hannah. Anyway, so collective energy. So, well, I haven't done that for a little while. So let's see. What's the collective? Any messages, important messages for the collective, please? Any messages for the collective? So, Hangman, you could be dealing with a Pisces. Well, I'm just chilling, bruv. I am literally just chilling. Something to do with the chili. Something to do with, some of you could be spicing things up slightly. I'm also hearing maybe in the bedroom department, but something to do with around food. Someone could actually be from Chile or from Turkey, but you could be eating chicken, turkey and meat products. I mean, me, I don't eat fat, but I eat meat like chicken. Okay, but stuff like that, like chicken products, they're saying like product. So someone could be selling product here. Let's hope it's not crack, but like product. Paula, Pucci, Pisces, Pauline, Joe, Jolie, Jody, Joan, I hear a Moni. Moaning. Someone's probably moaning. It's not me. I'm not moaning. Who's moaning? Moaning, groaning, groan. Crone. Jason, Crone, Brandon, and Lee. Also names. But yeah, spicing things up. Spicy and nicey. So some of you, there is an energy of possible depression here for anybody out there in the depressed crew. I'm schizophrenic paranoia. Well, like any of you out there are batshit crazy and also suffering from depression, there could be a slight energy of depression here. A few of you looking into that. Some of you are you're traveling and commuting to and from Pisces, going to see an energy of someone that has Virgo in their chart here. Charlotte, I'm also hearing Charlotte. You're right, Charlotte. But Carmel, also Mel, Melissa, Carmel, also Carmel. Can you come, Mel? I'm also hearing someone's trying to come all over somebody, or like something's just come all over me. I don't know what that is that's come all over somebody, but someone's like, oh my God, it's just come all over me. So some of you are having a right good old time up there in the old bedroom department. Some of you are looking for a new bed, and you're like, well, what on earth is this that's just come all over me? It's like, look, do you want to test out this new bed, this new mattress? For some of you, you're testing out the mattress springs. So what's going on here? So, well, reconciliation for start for a lot of you. I've been looking for you. Where have you been? Some of you, you've lost your children or something like that. And I'm like, look, I've been looking for you. Where have you been? Also hearing something to do with Jack or Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, and Jack and the Beanstalk. So like, where have you been, Jack? Where have you been, Jackie? Jack's son also. But like, I've been looking for you. Where have you been? What on earth is that? So some of you, like, you're looking for your kids, or you're looking out for your children. And I've been looking for you, and where have you been? Like hide and seek for some reason, unless it's Jackal and hide. But like hide and seek, like I've been looking for you all over. Where were you hiding? So the name Heidi or Freya. But like, I've been looking for you. Where have you been hiding? So this has to be with children. Grown-ups don't hide, right? So some of you are playing hide and seek with your children. Hide and seek. The game of hide and seek. Unless some of you are looking into bipolar and things like that I've been diagnosed with, because that would be more of a Jackal and a hide. But mine really seems to be under control at the moment, so I think these tablets are really working, because my diet is also going extremely well. But it's because I haven't had those low periods. Okay, I haven't had those like really energetic low feelings and like, right, let's just binge eat. So I haven't actually had those. I'm also hearing minge eater. Someone could be called minge eater, or they're eating minge. I don't know. But let's have a look. Some of you are having your bits like tested, because I'm hearing, look, let's have a look. So I don't know if that's where you've got to go and have something seen to, and they're saying, look, you've got to come in order for me to have a look. So some of you could be buying something and you have to travel to somewhere to have a look, because they keep saying, look, if you want to have a look at it, then you're going to have to come over to here to be able to have a look. So some of you, like I said, you could be going to the doctors, and you're trying to get to the doctors for them to be able to check something like on my person, right? And that basically on my body. There's something on my body, and if I want it looking at, then you're going to have to come in for me to be able to test. So if it's a blood test, I'm hearing like a blood test. And if you want a blood test, then you have to come into the doctors, because obviously you can't do it by phone. So I'm hearing, if you want it, you're going to have to come and get it. So unless there's some kind of like sexual advance here, and they're saying, look, if you want it, you're going to have to come and get it, all right? But if you want me, you're going to have to come and get me. So some of you might just be fetching someone from work and stuff like that, and if you want me, you're going to have to come and get me. Do you get me? Very odd. Collective energies, what have they got going on, please? Collective energy from collective, what they got going on. So we gradually pick up storylines and try to tell you what this story could be about for some of you. Some of you are really, really, really frustrated to shit, maybe, through trying to get through to family members that don't understand. Some of you really are fighting over children, trying to get your children back, because it's kind of like something has happened where they've put a block up against it now and thought, you know what, I can't do this anymore. So it's more of a Danny Glover, really. So, like, I can't take this anymore. Now you've blocked me out and you've completely blocked me, and how am I supposed to see my children? If you won't answer my call and you won't answer when I ring you, then what's the point? Because you're not answering, or you're not really giving me any attention, and is this much point me continuing on? So for a lot of you, this is going to be around family, because you've got 6 going to 7. So, yeah, it really seems like some of you are trying to contact your kids or your children, because this would always be like an ex, probably, because this is a not, right? Afraid not. So it'd be a probable or probably not, okay? And this is a not. So this is where you've got yourselves into a bind, and I'm afraid not. Can I see my children? I'm afraid not. Why not? Because I said so. So then there's a block here. Someone's now on the defensive, okay? But you don't, I mean, defensive. It's more of a blocked energy of someone that's trying to communicate with their children. Or, I mean, this could be with a person, and you're trying to communicate with a person. It doesn't have to be over children, but I am picking that up for a start. But for some of you, if it's not to do with kids, it's where someone's not answering. This is basically a not answer, okay? And I am not really answering you. Let's see collective energies, what they got coming up, please. Collectives, what they got going on. 7 of Cups. So you got 2 7s now. So direction, misdirection, misleaded. Okay, mislead. They keep saying Lee, Leanne, Lisa, but like I was misguided, misdirected. I can't seem to find direction. I don't know what to do now. I'm on my own. Now I'm on my own. Which path do I choose for my own life? Now I have to support myself. For a lot of you, because if there has been a split up, there has been a breakup, and if it has been to do with family, and it is a has been, and it is no more, then the 7 of Cups is pretty much saying a lot of you now have to choose a new path and direction for life, because it's no point keep trying to get back in or out, because you are now out. Okay, so this is more of a, what they're saying is I've been kicked out. Now a lot of 2 or 3 or 4 of the readings were on about through the last week of September, before we started reaching October, were about you're being kicked out of the group, or like, you know, someone, well, basically I've got homeless, nowhere to go, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But for a start, it's now saying that now you basically have not choices of love, but direction of life, because I can't seem to find my life without the energy, without a person in it. So it means I'm alone, now on my own, trying to find a direction of which way I want to go now, okay? Because if someone is homeless and they have been kicked out of a group and blocked, it's now calling you in order to think of another way away, not towards, okay? So if any of you it's to do with children, right, with 6 here, because they've been coming up through the 1st until the 7th that are on Patreon. All of the 1st until the 7th are only on Patreon, by the way. Now I have to start deciding what to do with my own life. Now it's me that because for ages I was saying to people, the most important part in your life is you. And this is to Elijah. The most important person in your life is you. You're now out, right? So now you have to choose now. Because if this is to do with, because it got turned around on you, it literally got turned around on you, and now what you should have done before, because you didn't, you got forced out again. So now there's more of this energy of where it's been turned around, because pretty much, if you know, obviously people believe in spirit, then what you should have done, you didn't. Now it's got turned around, and now you have to find direction of your own life here. Okay, so basically be a leader of someone that follows you. Okay, but for a lot of you, you're just in a complete bind. Sorry, but I'm just getting really hot because I didn't put my fan on. And I've now got a jumper on because the climate's changed in the UK. Let's see, collective energy. 10 of Cups. I choose to be happy. Happiness is a choice, but I am happy, but I'm not happy. It's kind of like a happy, sad medium, right? It's trying to cope with everything, right? How do I cope now building a life on my own without children in it or without a person in it? How do I cope? Okay. Because it is coping skills for a lot of you. Coping skills. Sorry, I'm really distracted at the moment because I want to put this fan on, but it will hit the fan. Sorry, I'm really not thinking. The fan will hit the microphone. Anyway, let's carry on with the reading. Hold on. I don't normally stand up in the middle of in readings. But it's getting a little bit too ridiculous. Everybody can see how tall I am. 6 foot, bruv. I don't normally like standing up in front of readings, but oh man, it's getting hot. Anyway, let's see. Continue on this reading, please, for the collective of what they've got going on. So the Hierophant. So this, well, I mean, this is grounds for divorce or grounds for separation and avoidance. It's not avoiding it. It's just that you've basically split up for a lot of you. Okay, for a lot of you here. Trying to find work also. Needing now not to work on what doesn't work. Because this is work, right? You never work on what doesn't work, right? So some of you, it means that you have to find work. It means that some of you is about being fined. So they're saying that there might be a what do you call it, where someone does something illegal and now they get fined for it, like a speeding ticket or something like that. But I wouldn't say a speeding ticket, but I keep hearing fine, like I'm just going to be fined. But I'm also hearing, no, it's all right, you'll be fine, you will be absolutely fine. So let's see. The Hangman. Seven of Swords. Ooh, the sneaky Piscean, or someone is out. That's what I'm saying. Somebody here has been kicked out here. They've left. Elvis has left the building and they're gone. So some of you, this is a breakup and a split up, and it is like a grounds for divorce, or it's a separation. Something that what was is no more. Okay, no point in carrying on with what doesn't work. So someone's got out of the scenario, like out of this marriage, or physically out of this commitment that had been going on for a long time, is now just left the building. Now this person could have also now gone for a new beginning, and they could have also gone for another person, like, because this person's no longer in the scenario now. So if this was a relationship that built up here, this person's left, they're gone. And they've got Pisces and a life path 7 or a Cancerian in their chart, and they're leaving. So they've left this scenario. So if this is you, Elijah, there you go. That's you. You've got Pisces in your chart. You're a life path 7. So you have left this scenario here. Okay. And there's no point fussing and fighting. So it's out. Okay. Now this could be what's going on. Meanwhile, whilst you're not in this scenario here. Okay. 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords, because of the father. The father. Okay. So I've just left this person. Could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or paradox number. It doesn't matter, but you're going to have to know what I mean by paradox numbers. You'll have to check the videos provided below. Okay. If it's Aquarius, it would be a Leo, so on and so forth, and the 8 energies, right? But it really could be a Gemini placement here, 6. So someone's left, okay? Left the father, don't want to come back, not coming back. The Hermit. Ace of Wands, but I'm hopeful. Hopefully not for the relationship. I'm hopeful. I'm hoping that you will come back or you will communicate. Now, if you guys are in a relationship, this person's left someone for this energy here. Okay? Because this would be the other side of the coin, basically. For some of you guys that have left, you've left, right? But some of you have still got this hope in you that there might be chance of reconciliation, right? That there might be chance of, well, it might not be reconciliation. It might just be like, what's the term? Like coming to terms with the fact that can we just talk sensibly about it instead of like, can we do something that's grown up instead of acting like children? Can we act like adults, right? For a lot of you. Because this wand here from this Harry Potter wand here is being offered to this king here, to this king, right? So if that's to the X, then that's down to you there. 7 of Wands. But it is a collective reading. So the 3. 10. An ending. Complete and utter. Some of you could be in a third party because you've got 3 here and you've got 3 here. Pisces is 12, so 3 and 3. Some of you are staying with your mother. You've got a 9 now, which is Virgo energy, which is 2 9s. So direction of now what to do as a mother. Now, if that's a motherless child that we had through the song, which was Richie Havens, I am now a motherless child. So you'll have to watch my actual readings of your star signs, because there could definitely be problems with siblings here. And if this is now a motherless child, like a motherless without children, okay, then there's a fight there where this is going to end up going to court here. This will end up going to court, family court. Because there's dreaming. There's a lot of dreaming energy, but there's a lot of like, normally when you suffer from a shock is when you can also feel a 7 of cups. It's that overwhelming energy of where you just sit there staring like, what the fuck do I do now? Like, what do I do with my life? You know, which direction do I take my life now? What do I do? Like, what do I do without that hopeful energy that was there at one point and that crutch that was there at one point? What do I do now without that? How do I stop thinking about that? Okay, so there can be a lot of like daydreaming and a lot of, I mean, Pisces do that. Pisces do that a lot, right? But a lot of kind of like just sitting there looking at the window and like just in absolute shock and thinking, what the fuck direction do I do with my life? Which way do I take it now? Okay. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. So, I mean, it's always scattered when I do readings that are collective. Because there's an energy that is moving on and is moving forward, and it is to do with these 6s, which is like Gemini, okay? Pisces, Gemini, okay? So it might be where one of these characters here is with someone, because this energy is left, right? They've left. They could be with someone here. Because if there's a 3 here, they would also be in this reading of someone leaving, right? The Hierophant. Three. Yeah. So mainly the messages here for a lot of you, it's this now where you're caught between a rock and a hard place. And this is either like a love interest, right? Or it's a hurtful mother or father or grandfather, like stepfather, you know, like I said, a father or a mother, or a stepfather, that kind of thing, or grandmothers and things like that, and their families, they're all siblings, and they're all involved in this, okay? And they're like, they can be people that are adding pressure into a scenario of family that isn't helping the scenario whatsoever, okay? And it's kind of like when you really don't need any more pressure through sitting through a 7 of Cups and staring out the window and thinking, what the fuck direction do I take now in my life? And then someone just sticks their oar in and says, well, you should have done this and you should have done that. Or if it's not anyone that's around you, it's the people that are involved in the environment. Meaning like it's someone that's in someone's ear saying, well, now look what's happened, blah, blah, blah. You want to kind of keep them out and you don't want to be talking with them and everything else. And we know how to take over control of your life. So we'll take control of your life and then we'll help whisper into your ear not to have them in your life and which direction that we think that you should take it. Now, if that isn't someone that's saying it to any of you guys that are watching it, it's someone that's saying it to the individual of X, right? To the individual of X, because that's why these 3 energies would be here, right? So it means that somebody's left, right? And they've left, and what they don't know is now what you're watching. Y'all get me? So, like, you've left the energy and you've gone, and what is residual that is here is people that are in people's ear, saying, well, there you go, I told you so, blah, blah, blah. You really don't want to be talking with them and everything else. And, you know, families that all get involved and say, oh, well, you know, you know, we're back together or we're left now. And then other people start having their say and then they go to their friends and talk on, oh, listen, have you heard about Mavis? And, right. But for some of you, like I said, if you've been dealing with someone that's very controlling in your life and you've left, okay, it's now where someone now is trying to rebuild their life, right? So Elijah, like, you've left, right? But now this is what's going on behind the scenes now with basically people talking shit, which is interfering into people's love lives, maybe trying to like cope with now everything that's gone on, right? Okay, rebuilding lives without karmic energies being involved. Because obviously when you're dealing with karmic energies, everything in your life is completely and utterly out of control, and what you end up in is shock. All of you do. You all end up in shock because your life is dramatically changed. And because your life is dramatically changed, now it calls for redirection. It doesn't talk about going back into the scenario. It talks about basically, how do I now get over the scenario and then move forward, but not back into it, you see? So there's no hope for the relationship. That's a no hope, right? This is not a relationship reading here. For this one, because it's general. But the general messages for main people are someone that's left, and because they've left or been kicked out, now it's about these people now that are like causing this, right? But these are not, for people that watch me, these are not the karmic bitch, the karmic arsehole, or the person that got the other person. No. That, you know, that isn't how karma works. That's not like because the other person, right? Because you blame, then you hate and you blame and you sit there for ages waiting for someone else to come back into your life that you did your best to get out of it at one point, right? And if they left for another person, you know, well, it's up to you when they come back, if they ever do, you more than likely forgive them anyway, right? So that's down to your own judgment there. But I'm just trying to get away from those people that say the karmics are with someone else and that's what they're going through. Because everybody is human, believe it or not. Everybody is human. So even though when you're with them you see them as not so fucking human and not nice, that's because you're dealing with someone that doesn't work with you. That's why they work against you, not for you. They work against you, right? So that doesn't mean that every nasty arsehole in life is designed for another person that they're going to be nasty to. It just means that the situation that we're requiring people to leave, because you never did, that's why things get fucking really bad in the end, and then things end up like this, right? So what you've got for a lot of you is redirection of one's life and trying to choose now either to sit in this energy, and still wait for third party energies, right? Or sit in the energy and dwell on it, okay, and dwell on all of the loss and everything else that you should have done, which would be, well, if I'd have just done this, and if I'd have probably left ages ago, and all of that kind of shit, then none of this would have really happened if I hadn't have done that. No, there's really not a great process of one's mind there. What I should have done. It's normally always about what you can do now. What you can do now, always, okay? What can I do now? And some of that might be requiring to go to court if it's involving children, right? If it's involving kids. Some of you, if you're just in metaphysical connections, you're just in metaphysics there. I can't keep dealing with like metaphysical people that are kind of all up there in like just waiting on someone where it doesn't work. But someone could have got off, like I'm saying, they could have got off lightly or leftly, but got off lightly, meaning that they're out and you got off lightly because this here would happen here. So you got out in time, basically. You got out just in time, is what I'm hearing. Justin, the name Justin, or Justice, something to do with a Libra, but you got out just in time. Because, hold on, because they're saying that you got out just in time because it would have led to more of the same, basically, is what they're saying. If you'd have continued on this way, things really would not have worked out anyway. Okay, if you'd have continued on that way, things would have got worse, not any better. They would have got worse. Because you're under a spell, basically, not witchcraft. You're under the karmic cloak of illusion of the Seven of Cups. You were like got your fucking head in the clouds, basically, here. Because these two here can be a lot of hopeful dreaming, like a lot of like, oh, like a, you know, I have to be careful of this being a life path 7, right? It can be a lot of connections that are made through that 7, and you end up like in fucking cuckoo land thinking, oh my god, yes, we could rule the world, we are like everything, and so on and so forth. And then when you snap back to a 7 of Pentacles, normally that's when you start thinking practically and you get your head out the mushroom cloud, really. You get the head out of your mushroom cloud and pull your head out your ass and you start to think more practically and think, well, really, you know, what was going to come of this situation? More of the same? So you end up feeling as if you're like insane in the membrane, really. So you'll start seeing other people that you're all fucking batshit crazy, you're insane. So if you are, any of you are suffering through depression, my advice would be to go and get it seen. Because I've noticed so far with my energy that has now been nearly 14 days on my medication is that I haven't had one of those low periods. Definitely I know that because of my moods of food. Okay. So during those times, that's normally where I would push people out, push people all away in complete denial and getting everybody as far away from my life as possibly, just to get everybody out, get everybody away. Okay, that's major signs of depression there, right? So there really are good signs to have a look at if any of you are thinking about, you know, that you haven't looked into that, is to have a look into that, right? Because, you know, PTSD and trauma can also be big signs of depression and bipolar and everything else that I've gone through. For a lot of you, they might require medication, because if you're pushing people out and blocking people out and telling them no and blah, 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 and I just want to be on my own and I don't want anybody in my life, I don't want everybody out, I don't want anybody around it, and so on and so forth, and there's a lot of isolation and a lot of seclusion, then my advice would be to go and seek medical help there. Through my life, I've been going out. I have reconciled with my ex. She has been extremely helpful in the progression of me also. Spending a lot of time together going out, cooking, cleaning, shopping, helped me clear up this shithole, completely saged it and got everything out and just done the whole lot. Opened the curtains, they're closed now because I'm recording. I've been going out twice a day, travelling quite a lot and going out. So it's a progression, that's what I'm saying. So if any of you are suffering through depression, it requires the medication more than likely, but it also requires a lot of dedication to also go out as well. Apart from the evil bastard that started to take the piss out of people that have mental health issues. Someone in the comment section thinking that it was funny to poke fun at people with mental health conditions. Never mind, it came from a Capricorn reading, but there you go. But yeah, it came on there. That's why I've now completely and utterly cut the comment section right off now. I think that's best, just to keep the very weird, strange narc people out in the background there and just let them go and knock someone else off. But yeah, someone was very, very nasty in poking fun and laughing at people with mental health. That's fucking funny, isn't it? So we're grown-ups on here. We don't deal with children, so you might as well piss off. Okay, so well, that's what I've got for you, collective. This is the first one that I've done for quite some time. These messages are always going to be mainly the main points of messages that are there for people that are really struggling at the time, right? I very much doubt that collective energy would be where it's going to show you gummy gumdrops and relationship factors. It's going to show me the majority of the struggles that someone's going through at the time. And I really do feel like it is some of you in third parties, some of you are trying to recover from that. But some of you, it's trying to find redirection of one's life now without the crutch of the person that is there. So it's redirection of life. What do I do about finding work? What do I do without, my ex in my life? How do I recuperate my life without you in it? Okay. And if these have been long-standing divorces and situations of that, then that can take quite some time to get used to being on one's own without those people around it. So it's going to be PTSD and trauma, I'm afraid. So, I would look into medication if you haven't. And if you have, well, then it's going to require hard work to get work. And do not go back into this situation. Okay. All right, guys, that's what I've got for you, collective. If you want your first until the 7th, they are over on Patreon at the moment, but only patrons get the first week. After I've done this, I will start doing, obviously, the 7th into the 14th and so on and so forth. I really appreciate all your kind, loving support that you've given me over this period of time that's been very difficult. But we are coming out of that mushroom cloud now myself. I hope you like Angel Radio. That will be out hopefully very soon. But if you like it, go and check out the other channel. It's free. It's all free music, and so you can listen to your heart's content. And it is provided in the link provided below, called Angel Radio, and it's just free esoteric music and mastering and all that kind of stuff, so you might like it. Okay, all right, guys, thanks very much, and see you soon.